account. Okay, so one of the key tasks of a virtual assistant is inbox management. So with inbox management, this focuses on keeping email communications organized, efficient, and stress-free for your clients. So inbox management typically includes sorting and prioritizing of emails based on urgency and importance, filtering spams, newspaper, low priority messages to reduce clutter. Also, flagging or labeling critical emails that requires immediate attention, drafting and sending responses on behalf of the client when authorized, and then organizing conversations into folders for or tags for easy retrieval. Also, following up on pending emails to ensure that nothing is missed. So, by handling inbox management as a virtual assistant, helps the client stay focused on high value tasks, respond faster to important messages, and maintain clear professional communication without feeling overwhelmed by the emails. So let's go ahead and proceed with our Gmail. Okay, so here just type in Gmail login on your account, or if you already knew how to log in your email per se. So for example, this is an email of your client. Okay, so what's the goal of a virtual assistant? Goal is that it needs to be zero sweep inbox. Okay, so zero sweep inbox typically just means that as much as possible, there is no inbox on your cluttered inbox or sore eye inbox on your primary or your main inbox. So what we do as a virtual assistant is that we are making labels on the client's email, and then also of course making priorities. 01, I made 01 for urgent, 02 for high priority, and 03 for normal. I also make folders for family, business occasion, associates, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this all depends on what inbox or what mails your clients are getting. So for example, let me go ahead and check on my other email account. Well, I'm not sure if I still have it cluttered. Okay, so for example, this one, this is typically what your, probably what your client's email will look like, especially if it's his or her first time to have a virtual assistant. So what you're going to do is that you're going to sweep it. Okay, so you're going to clear this out for you to be able to for them to be able to have um time uh for other stuffs instead of checking their email one by one. Okay, so because for them, for our clients, email is one of the most important um daily activity that they have, because most of the time their clients as well or their prospects are communicating with them through their email account. So what we're going to do here is that, for example, uh, so what I did here is that I made a folder or a label here on the side saying 01 is urgent, and since I already have it here, okay, so oh yeah, hold on, let me go ahead and delete this for you. Okay, remove label first. Don't mind me for a second. Hold on. Okay, so what I am doing for my clients is that I am labeling them, their emails, sorry. I'm labeling their emails one by one with, depends on the priority. So I make 01 urgent as a task, as a label, because why put 01 on the label's name? Because if I just put urgent here, then it will be somewhere in here, right? So what I'm doing is that I am putting a number for it to be on top of the label, okay? And then I'm also doing a color coding wherein I color code my labels, red for priority, and then, hold on, let me go ahead and label the second one, high priority, and then 03 normal. Okay, for high priority, I label them with blue color, and then normal would be green color. Okay, I also sometimes put on label with family, okay, or business associates. Depending on the emails that your clients has been receiving on their mails. So let's just say family for yellow and then business associate for purple, something like that. So for example, this is a high priority or an urgent. Hold on, let me go ahead and, okay, for example, this is an urgent matter. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to label it as urgent, okay, and then mark it as unread. Urgent labels normally needs your client's approval, your client's time for them to be able to respond to this certain urgent email, okay, and most of the time as well, if it's, for example, a high priority email, then priority emails normally fall under your client needs a little bit of their time for either approval or for them to check that, well, most of the time it's from business associates that needed their attention, something like that. But again, high priority is not an urgent priority. That's two different priorities. Urgent is from the word itself, the most urgent um, mail that they needed to check. And then high priority would be the second urgency. Okay, so let's create filter for it. Okay, so what I am doing here, for example, I just marked it unread, okay? And then what I'm doing here is that I can see the urgent task here as well on the labels, as well as on my primary inbox, right? As well as this one. Hold on, let me double check if, okay. Okay, so most of the time I am just leaving uh, urgent and high priority on my inbox. Hold on, this is acting up. Okay, okay. So as you can see on my primary inbox, there's like the urgent, and the second priority, high priority. Okay, so they can also see that on my labels. They can also see that inside my labels. And with that, as I've mentioned, inbox sweep, we're going to clear out the other mail that we have here. Okay, so for example, this one, don't reply, this is Upwork. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna filter messages like this, create filter, and then if I want it to skip the inbox or archive it, then I'll just, what's this email again? Upwork, okay. So let me go ahead and, hold on. I get confused. Okay, for example, this one, Google security alerts. So what I'm going to do is filter messages like this, create filter. I wanted to skip my inbox since it's just a spam message for me or for my client. So I'm going to check on skip inbox, apply label, and then also filter. Depends on how many matching conversations there is. And then I'll choose a label. For example, for this one, it's going to fall onto tools. Okay, there's no tools, Google here. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create a new label, Google notifs. I'll label it under let's say tools. Okay, so create filter, and as you can see here on our inbox, the Google Mail or the Google notification has disappeared. Okay, so for example, this one, Jollibee, confirming order. Just filter messages like this. Again, click on the skip inbox because I don't want to see another mail with Jollibee. So what I'm going to do is that I'll put them on personal. Okay, so personal expenses. Let's make a new label, expenses. And we're going to nest that label under personal. Okay, so what's going to happen is that it will not show anymore on your primary inbox. Okay, it will show under personal and then expenses. See? Okay, so you can also, like for example, you can also drag down this mails if you want to do it manually, or if you really want to do it one by one. If, for example, you're not familiar with the email and it's not really sending you email on a weekly or daily basis, because sometimes our client has those particular emails that they are sending it like like a subscription or something like that. So what we're going to do here is that we are going to create new label and then make new label nested under freelancer tools, since this is a CRM tool. Okay, I'll discuss with you the CRM tool most probably after a few more videos. Okay, so let's create that one. And then you'll see under the tools, under freelancer, under the tools, you'll see here the Trello label that I've made earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'll just click on this one, or just simply click on the mail itself and then drag it down to the folder that I just made. And I want to sneeze. Okay, so for example, well, I do hope you get my point on swiping this email. So it's basically just like this. Okay, with this one, let's just label this one as urgent. Okay, so let's mark it unread for your client to see that there's one unread message and it's under urgent and it's under finances BDO. Okay, so you can also see that, or your client can also see that here on urgency. And for example, your client has already viewed this urgent matter. So it will already mark as read, and then you're just going to have to transfer this one over to your finances BDO label, since this is from BDO Finance. Okay, so you're just gonna have to transfer it there and then just leave the one that your client hasn't read yet. Okay, so going back, if you're going to make a new email for your client, then what you're going to do is just click on the compose mail and then send it to your client's, for example, your client's friend or whoever your client asks you to send an email to. For example, I'll email my colleague, and then depending on the subject that your client wants you to make, I mean, as depending on the content of the email that your client wants you to compose. Okay, for example, confirmation of um, schedule with you. Okay, so this is how you're going to make an email. So, hi, this is just to confirm that I have received your email. Oh, I just pressed tab button for me to shortcut on my what do you call this, on my mail. So I downloaded also this what do you call this, extension, Google extension, Grammarly. You can also download it on your this one. You can also download this one on your Google Chrome. This is a Google Chrome extension, Grammarly. Okay, so this is just to confirm that I have received your email and that I'll meet you on Zoom on, for example, that's going to be a time and date. So, like, here are the topics that we need to discuss. Okay. So, for example, you do have particular topics that you have to discuss with your clients, or to your client's prospect or to your client's colleague as well. So one of the most like professional way to do it is to use a bullet. Okay, for example, email management, calendar management, uh what else, CRM tools. Okay, and then you're just gonna have to click again the bulleted list. Okay, and then this is the link for our Zoom meeting. For example, you're the one who's going to make a a Zoom meeting, or you're going to need to insert a link here for your client. It could be a link for a document, a link for a website or something like that. So what you're going to do is that, for example, this one, I copied this one. Okay, you can also click on this and then Control C for copy, and then click on the link here, the link word here, and then click on the insert link here, Control V or right click, paste, and then apply. Okay, so why did I do that? For example, if I didn't do that, then my email would look like this, right? So it's a sorry in the eye per se, and it's not giving me the access to click onto it, not unless you'll also hyperlink it. Okay, and sometimes it does hyperlink itself. Okay, so uh let me go ahead and undo that. Let's just stay on this side where it looks decent, where it looks clean. Okay, and then one thing more, if you're going to like highlight a particular word, so for example you want to highlight topics, then you can choose bold, or you can, that's how it's going to look like, much darker font. Or if you want it italic, it's slanting. Or if you want it with underlined word, okay. So since I don't want it like that, then I'm just gonna leave it as it is. Hold on. Okay. So you can also use other fonts, but for me, just for us to be safe and just for us to be like formal, then I'm only using the default um font. Okay, so text color, if for example you highlighted this one, and then you want to change the color, if you want to change the background color, then like if you want to highlight it, then you can highlight it with this one, background color. Okay, and if you want to for example just color the font, then just choose the text color. Okay, and it will also highlight it with a different color or change it to a different color. Okay, so what else is there? Hold on. Okay, so justifications, if you want to, um what do you call this? Your content to align in center or stay on the right or left justification, then this is where you're going to adjust this one. Or if you want to make indent of your font, of your sentence, then here's where you're going to indent your sentence as well, or your This one? I don't know what it's called. So also one more thing that I am going to show you is that when you are going to attach a file, normally we're attaching files via link. As I've mentioned earlier, if you're going to attach files from your Google, most of the time from your client's Google Drive and something like that. But if you're going to attach file from your computer and it's not on your, for example, it's not on your client's Google Drive, then you're just gonna have to click on this one and then click on the file that you needed to upload or to include in your email, and then just double click this one, and then it will automatically download here on the bottom part of your email. Okay, so one more thing, if you want to, we actually don't make use of the emoji. It's going to be somehow unprofessional, not unless um if you're if it's your client's for example daughter or son that they need, I mean they've been using emojis as one of their communication tools or as one of their of their language in chat, then you can use for example this one. Okay, so like love lots, something like that. Okay, if they're using that one, then you're also gonna have to use the emoji tools. But if it's for your client's client or client's prospect, then you're as much as possible, don't use an emoji. Okay, so as I've mentioned earlier, you can also click on or insert files using your client's Google Drive. Okay, so for example, you're going to share this one with your client or your client's associate, then you can just click on their Google Drive here and then click on whichever file you wanted to send the client to. Okay, for example, this one. Okay, so just double click that one and then it will automatically go on your email. And for this one as well, if you wanted to insert photo, well, I don't have photo here. And then more options. Let me go ahead and check this one first. Okay, so if you want, I mean, most of the time we are also doing signature for our clients' emails. So what we're going to do here is, for example, this one, you're going to insert your client signature here. So how do you do your, I mean, how do you create client signature? So what I'm going to show you now is a different CRM tool. Okay, so hold on, what? YStamp. Okay, so I am using YStamp platform because this is one of the free CRM tool that I can use to edit my signature. Okay, for example, this one. If you're a newbie here, then you're gonna have to set up and then signatures, and then you're going to select on, for example, I'll edit this one. Oh, it's taking some time. Hey, what's going on? Okay, for example, I'll edit this one and I need to use a certain template. Okay, my PC is acting up and I don't know why. Mm, Okay, my PC is acting up. Sorry, hold on. So I'm just gonna have to edit mine. Edit. Let me go ahead and post this one. Oh, there you go. Okay. So you're just gonna have to type in the name of your client. For example, I am your client, then you're just gonna have to type in my full name, my company name, and then mobile number if there's any, so on and so forth. Company website as well. Image if you're going to put on your image, I mean your company logo. Sometimes they do have URL for their logo. So you're just gonna have to copy paste it here, or you're just gonna have to click on the pencil and then upload your logo here. Okay. And then also socials, if you want to add on your clients' socials, normally socials would include or would be your client's social page. I mean, their like for example, company page, something like that. So if you're going to add some more, you're just gonna have to copy the link from their um you're just gonna have to copy the link from their social media accounts. So most of the time they're already giving them the links to you. So you're just gonna have to copy it and paste it on your field value. If it's like for example this one, I'm going to add on Facebook URL. So it's like this value taken from company. So what you're going to do is just click on the free text for you to be able to paste your URL there, and it's already here on the first part of your socials link. Okay. And since I don't want it there, I'll just delete that one. Or you're just gonna have to check whichever your client needed to um, put along with this socials. You can also upload or create a Gmail account here. Okay, so again, free text. Okay, so you're just gonna have to copy paste your Gmail account. And then templates, as I've mentioned earlier, templates are just like this. If you want your photos to be there, or like if you want your signature, your client signature look like this one, it really depends on you. Okay, so when you're done editing, just publish publish changes, and then you're just gonna have to edit them again. Okay, and then oh no, laptop. And then what I'm going to do here is that I'm just gonna highlight everything here. Copy, not copy image, copy or control C. Okay, and then go back to my client's email, and then go to settings, see all settings. Okay, and then just scroll down, and then you're going to see a signature part here. For example, I don't have anything here yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create new signature. For example, this one. So what I'm going to do on this section is that I'm just going to have to paste it, Control V, or just right click and then paste. And then there you'll see my signature, the one that I copied from this side, right? Okay, so I'm gonna delete that one. For example, this is what I copied and pasted. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to click on Save Changes. Okay, and then again, it will automatically be seen here on your signatures. Okay, and then what else do I need to tackle? Oh, with creating signatures, what I personally do is that for me to be able to check if I have made proper grammar, or if I've done uh like redundant, if I made a mistake on creating email, if I'm too redundant, especially if it's a very long email, then what I'm doing, aside from using the Grammarly tool here, what I'm doing is that I am asking for the help of my best friend, ChatGPT. Okay, so for example, uh, I'll prompt in with ChatGPT that I need to make an email for an appointment to meet on Zoom with this particular topic. For example, this one. Okay, so uh, confirm that I have received the email that was sent to me, and acknowledge that I want to meet on Zoom. Okay, see, that's already redundant. Meet on Zoom, meet on Zoom. So what this AI tool is going to use, or this CRM tool in particular, the ChatGPT will make your email sound and look professional. So this is what it's going to look like. So with ChatGPT, you always have to proofread it first, especially when, for example, this one, hi name, you're not gonna send on, you're not gonna like copy and paste this one on your, this is our first email, right? So what ChatGPT made for us is this one. So since we already have kind regards, we're going to have to omit this best regards greeting or note. And then hi name would be, for example, your client's name. You're going to have to edit that one. Okay. So I am writing to confirm that I have received your email. Thank you for the update. To ensure that we are aligned and to discuss the next step in detail, I would like to request a Zoom meeting via Zoom at your convenience. Below are the topics I'd like us to cover during the call. And then please let me know your availability and preferred Zoom schedule, and I'll be happy to adjust accordingly. Or if you wanted to particularly send on the Zoom link, then you're just gonna have to edit this one. Um, and then also edit this one. Like, for example, I would like to request a meeting via Zoom on, and then a particular date and time. And then also adjust this one. This is the link for our Zoom meeting. Kindly confirm your availability. Okay. So you see, this looks much better than what we made earlier, right? So again, let's go ahead and insert the link here. For example, this is the link for your Zoom. Copy and then paste it, apply. Okay, hold on. Oh, there you go. Okay, so that's basically how I managed to make a new conversation depending on my client's approval and depending on my client's task that I needed to make for him or for her, for example, per se. So let me go ahead and delete that one here on my end so that I won't get confused as well. So what else do we have here? Um, Actually, basically that's it. I'll also, hold on. You can also like, for example, let me go ahead and, okay. For example, this is again our, what do you call this? Our email earlier. So what I'm going to do is like set up a time and then again, create a Google Calendar appointment with them. So for example, Zoom meeting for email management on, like, for example, the duration would only be 30 minutes. And then it's going to be only on Monday. So, hold on. It's going to be only on Monday. And that's going to be 9 a.m. till 9:30 a.m. Hold on. Okay, since the duration would only last for 30 minutes, right? And why is it acting up? Okay, does not repeat. Okay, all right, got it. Okay, so for example, it's going to be 9 a.m. up until 9:30 since it's only gonna last for 30 minutes. And then click on hold on, let me check on the others. Okay. Make sure it's going to be on your calendar or your client's calendar. Okay, and then if you're going to connect it with more calendars, for example, if you have, if you wanted to connect on your calendar, you can also do that. We can just, explore these plans right here, add a description. Description would be something like this, for example, and then save. Okay, and this would already be on your Google Calendar and also on his Google or on your client's, on whoever you're going to send this Google Calendar with. Okay, so again, also, hold on, let me go ahead and put on label for urgency for this particular note. Okay, and also, schedule send. This is what I wanted to emphasize. Schedule send would be like if you're going to, okay. If you're going to send it on a particular date and time, why is not giving me an access? Oh, okay, because it doesn't have an email address yet. And for example, I do have a meeting via Zoom. Via Zoom. Okay. Schedule send. Oh, okay. Schedule send. So schedule send would be depending on what time or date would you like to send it to your client's associate or your or to whomever you're going to send this with? For example, you're gonna have to pick a particular date and time. So, for example, you want to send this next Monday. Since it's going to be like oh, hold on, Sunday. Since it's going to be 9 a.m. appointment for your Zoom meeting, right? So you're gonna have to send it on Sunday, and then make sure that it's going to be sorry, Friday, since this is weekends. So you're gonna have to send it on Friday so that he'll have time to read it. And then make sure you'll send it at 9 a.m. Schedule send, okay? And it will automatically, of course, send it to your client for a particular day and time that you have chosen. Okay, so what else? I think that's basically it for email management. Oh yeah, vacation responder. If your client would be on a vacation, for example, their legal holiday there is Thanksgiving. So most of the time they're on vacation, and you are gonna be on vacation as well. You don't have work load during this time. So you're just gonna have to click on the vacation responder on, and then of course, to like for example, you're going to have a vacation for 3 days. So you're gonna have to click on for example, January 5 up until January 8 of 2006, and then just put on subject that um, we are currently offline on vacation. So most probably just happy Thanksgiving. We'll be back after the holidays. Ah, oh, something like that. And then save changes for them to be able to receive this particular mail during your vacation time. Okay, so I'm going to turn this back off so that they won't be, I mean, I won't, you know, um, send this to whomever who's going to send me a message. And also you can select um, this vacation response only to the people in your in your contact or in your client's contact. Okay, so for stars, most of the time I am using all stars. Okay, so with that, um, so for example, this video message, what I'm doing is I'm just clicking on the star. This also depends on like red star for priority as well, or I'll need to have it on yellow. I want to have it on orange, on purple, on blue, on green, an apostrophe of red bang, forward. Well, you can see all of the stars there is, right? So that's basically it. Like if you want to question your client if this is going to be his or her urgent task, then you can put on the question mark in there. Or if it's really urgent, then you can put this one, the red bang there, for him to or her to really check on that one on priority. So basically, that's it for inbox sweep or for inbox management. So you just have to zero out your client's inbox and also manage to know your client's priority. If your clients need, if you need approval for your client to respond on a particular email, or if the client needs to respond personally on a particular email, then it's going to be here on urgent. And if you can like normally have, I mean, you can respond it by yourself without your client's approval, then most of the time that's going to be a normal task, especially also sometimes with family matters, they're assisting, I mean, assigning them to you for you to respond on the family matters. And of course, hold on, let me go ahead and open up my Google Drive. Okay, so with that, um, you're gonna have to send on your um let me go ahead and open up my template. It's not here. Hold on. Okay, most of the time, or especially if you're a new hired virtual assistant, then you are going to send your client start of the day email. Okay, so start of the day would consist of, um, so for example, hi client, this is my plan for the day. So, for example, you have here your plans, okay, and then um, these are the mail that you have to check. Um, I placed one urgent um, mail on the list, and I need an approval for two. This is just a sample, okay? High priority mail on the label. I also respond to your daughter with regards to blah, blah, blah. And then, for example, you've, well, as I've mentioned earlier, you need to read your client's email or your client's inbox. So, for example, you've seen there that your client needs to go on somewhere, I mean, to go somewhere, like, for example, he needs to go to a particular place outside her state or his state. For example, he's in Florida and he needed to go to California for a particular meeting or event. Then you can also directly, I mean, you can also notify your client that, by the way, I have noticed that you need to go to California for this event. For example, you'll state here what kind of event he'll be needing to attend in California. So you're also gonna ask your client, would you like me to arrange a flight, hotel, and restaurant for your upcoming trip? So what you're going to do here is you're going to be attention to detail that um, for you to be able to tell the client that, hey, I'm really doing my job, and I've read all of your emails, and I've also noticed that you will be going to California without me. Kidding aside, to that you'll be going to California, and that would you like me to arrange a flight, hotel, and a restaurant for your upcoming trip? Also, this arrangement for flight, hotel, restaurant, or um if it's a family trip, then an itinerary for the family. This is also a task of a virtual assistant, okay? So basically, this is it, and then just type in your signature. Kind regards. If you already have your signature on your email, then that's basically it, as well as your end of the day email. So hi client, if it's going to be the end of your shift, especially for the first few months on your client, they will require you to do this so that you can be on the same page with your client, and that the client would know what have you done for the day for him or for her. So for example, this is what I have done so far. For example, let me go back to that one. For example, this is the task that you have already done. Make sure this is on a form of bulleted, okay, so that it would be um, organized as well. So, like, for example, you no longer have, no longer have urgency on the mail. So, for example, the client wants you to arrange a flight, hotel, and restaurant for you. So here's so far what I have arranged for you. Plans. I have planned for your flight, hotel, restaurant, and upcoming trip. And then you're going to include here whatever plans you have made so far for him or for her. Okay, for example, hold on. This is actually gonna be another topic. So just for example, you have here your clients' flight itineraries or the research that you have made for them. So what you're going to do is just hold on. Let me just share this one, share with others. For example, this is going to be with your client. Anyone with the link can view, copy link. And then with this one, your end of the day, here's the link for your flight details, detailed draft. Since you haven't booked it yet, so it's just a draft. And what you're going to do here, instead of you know, copy and paste the link here like this, again, it's a sore in the eyes. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm gonna highlight this flight detail draft word, insert, link, and then just paste it there. Control V and then click on apply so that it will just highlight and then the link would automatically be there. When your client clicks it, then it will be on that particular spreadsheet that you have made earlier. So again, the next topics would be setting up flight details, setting up like travel details or travel itinerary, as well as your, if your client wants you to um, set up an event for him or for her, like for example, it's going to be your client's birthday or your client's wedding, something like that. Sometimes they also assign that for us. And also, if you're like, if you've noticed that it's gonna be going to be your daughter's birthday on, for example, there's a particular date for your client's daughter's birthday. And then this is just for you to remind your client that, hey, your daughter's birthday is upcoming. Would you like me to arrange or online shop a gift for her? Because sometimes our client would also ask us, delegate us to do so. Uh, they're giving us an access to their credit cards so that we can, purchase stuffs for them. Sometimes it's going to be their, what do you call this? Their grocery on a weekly basis, or for example, that one, a gift for someone or for your client's daughter or your client's friend or whoever your client would need to give gift with, depending on the situation. But of course, it's gonna be controlled by your client as well, especially if you're still a newbie for your client. So sometimes they don't give out, they don't shell out that information with you yet, or sometimes they're just using the Amex or American Card Express for them to be able to control your expenses as well. So that's basically it. Sometimes for this one, you're going to have to send it via email or just send it via a link on your email for client. So again, that's basically it. So I'll see you on the next vlog. Thanks for watching. Bye.